Hey guys, this is an exciting one because I had so many people ask if I was going to swatch this, and of course I am. The Gothic Beach palette from Jeffree Star, and I also got the Gothic Diamonds highlighter trio, and my battery's gonna die. Let me go change it real quick. Alright, so as I was saying, the Extreme Frost trio, now see how these perform. This is kind of hard to open, but it's a pretty good quality box. It's all black, so you kind of have to let it hit the light to see the Gothic Diamonds thing. There's nothing on the back. He usually doesn't put much on the back of his palettes and stuff. There's a little mirror inside. This kind of reminds me of like a ring box, like a jewelry box that you would get a ring or a necklace in. And these are just so pretty. Not that I need any more highlighters in my life, but I loved the stamps on these. This is gonna throw off the white balance. I gotta try to get the... There's plastic on everything and I can't get it off. So I can toss that. But there's 3 colors in here: Bloodsucker Bling, Glimmer of Hope, and Summer Death. So you've got a little parasol, a just celestial little graphic there with a sun and little stars around it, and then that one's really cool. It's a skull with flowers growing out of it. Looks like flowers anyway, right? Yeah. Palm trees. Looks like palm trees. So I'm just gonna swatch these real quick and then we'll get into the eyeshadow palette. So, ooh, that's kind of like an interesting texture here. I expected these to be softer. Well, I mean, this is the first one I'm swatching, but it's got a very hard-pressed texture to it. Like it feels like it's pressed really hard in the pan. Sorry, that's my phone going off. But this one is just a pearly white. And it's not like insanely pigmented like I expected it to be either. Like Glimmer of Hope is like this light purple, very sparkly. It's got glitter in it, and it's got a little bit of like a marbleized this color through it, like the same color, that pearl white shade. So I'm gonna kind of just go in here. Yep, that feels exactly the same. They feel very dry and very hard. That's what that one is. This one definitely has a lot of glitter in it, where the other one was just kind of a sheer shimmer. Yeah, that's very sparkly and kind of too dark to use on my skin as a highlighter, but I will definitely use that as like an eyeshadow topper. And then, oh, UPS must be here. And the final one here is my favorite, but I know that this is just gonna look weird on me as a highlighter. But it's kind of just a see-through transparent base with sparkles in it. So honestly, it looks like that middle one is a combination of these two. So like, if you had the middle one, you would have both shades, but I guess this is a slightly different purple. I don't know, I'm not too impressed with this. I knew I probably wasn't going to be, because I know it may be horrible because everybody loves his highlighters, but I was not a big fan of his original highlighter formula. I didn't like how hard it was to pick up on a brush. I don't typically like to apply highlighter with my fingers, so it was just not my favorite. Is this gorgeous? Yes. Do you need it? No. Because I don't know how much use I'm honestly gonna get out of those colors. Anyway, I wanted to swatch it, so I got it for you guys. So this little, what do they call this, the unicarton, the outside carton, is very flimsy, but that's just the box that it comes in. So we have Gothic Beach, which I guess he was going for like a treasure chest type look, which he definitely did. This is out of focus and it's gonna drive me nuts when I'm... Hold on. Okay, that should hopefully be cool now. But it's got a cute little, what would you call it? It almost looks like a lifesaver type ring. And it opens pretty easily, so that's a good thing. There is, as usual, a large mirror on the front that I'm not gonna shine because I don't want the light, the reflective light, to be blinging back in the camera, but we're gonna take a look at the colors, which look very pretty and up my alley. I love purples. I know I'm probably gonna get asked to compare some of these colors to colors in his other palettes, but I'm not gonna grab them right now. That'll probably be a separate video. So we're just gonna get into swatching them. The first one is Anti-Sunburn, and it has that same little celestial sunburst stamped into it. And this is like a pinky peach color. Very smooth, very soft. Most of his mattes I usually end up loving, so that's no different in quality here. We have Don't Be a Beach, which is a peach. Orangey peach color. That one's nice and pigmented. Same smooth formula. Burnt Out is a little bit darker. This one's like a burnt orange color. That's a really good color for fall. Those are all very smooth so far. I hope I have enough room on my hand here to swatch this top row. We have Rusty Anchor. I almost just said Dusty Acorn. What is wrong with me? Need new glasses. And this is like a deep red color. That one's also a matte. And then we have Sunray Slut. Some of these names, man, I don't know. This is a metallic brown. And of course, I need to remember to swatch closer to my wrist because I always have room for 5 and then I run out of space. And the last one is Sandcastle. And this one is a matte chocolate brown. So I will swatch this one over here, and then with the next row, know that I need to go a little closer to my wrist. So this top row, very neutral, kind of everyday shades. I liked that this palette was so, it had a little bit of everything in it. Like there's some sparkle, there's some deep colors, there's some fun colors, and then the top is very like everyday neutrals. So the fact that it's a very pretty wide color assortment in this one is nice, and not just like a whole palette of pinks or a whole palette of reds. Next we have Gothic Yacht. That one has, I believe, it looks like ice cream stamped into it. Ooh, this one's interesting. I thought it was a matte at first, but it's like a velvety finish. I guess it's a satin. But it's so, see how it looks almost matte, but it's got a little bit of sheen to it? It's like a deep wine color. Very pretty. Kind of worried that that one might stain, because it looks like it, I guess not too bad. A little bit of pink on my finger, but. We have Beach Ball Breaker. This is a really nice matte lime green. It's like Toxic Waste neon green, and that actually, for this being like a matte neon color like that, swatches pretty well with like I have no base or anything on my hand, and that's really nice. That's going to be fun to play around with. Oh Buoy instead of oh boy. I've been watching Flavor of Love, like those all the old VH1 shows, and that just reminded me of Flava Flav. So this one is a light matte lavender. That's very pretty. And then we have Piranha Pretty. This is also a lavender shade, but a little bit darker. It's more of like a bright lavender. Does that make sense? So those are pretty close, just like a shade or two off. Wish my camera would stop going out of focus. What is going on today? And then we have Vixen Vibration, which is another purple. This one feels a little bit on the drier side, but Let's see how it swatches. This is like almost like a fuchsia purple. And again, I don't have enough room for the last color. I'm gonna build it up a little bit more. It's not as soft as the other mattes, but swatches pretty decently. So that's like, these 4 colors here just remind me of like vibrant 80s colors, and then they have this one thrown in. And then Umbrella Attitude, another one that has that ice cream. Well, this one feels very dry. This one has almost the same feeling as those highlighters that we just swatched. But this is a really deep, almost like a blackened purple, and it has blue and pink sparkles in it. So that one is, I think it's because it's so dry, the pigmentation is not as crazy as I thought it was gonna be. But you can build it up. And the sparkle in it is really pretty. It's most likely pressed hard like that to try and keep the glitter in it from falling out when you use it, which I can appreciate that because ColourPop has some colors like this where they have a matte base but a bunch of sparkle in them, and I'm telling you, it is so much fallout when you try to use them on your eyes and do anything but like pack them on over a sticky base, because if you try to blend them or anything, you're just gonna have glitter all over your cheeks. So that first one in that row, the Gothic Yacht, definitely stained a little bit, and the Vixen Vibration one stained a bit, but not too bad for just taking this off with a baby wipe and nothing else. But my hand may be a little red now for the next row. We have Glitter and Gloom. This one, that's kind of a cool color. It's almost like gunmetal, but it's got a brown a brown hue to it. So it's got like a matte, like taupey gunmetal, I guess you would say, and a ton of silver sparkle in there. That's really pretty. That's a pretty unique shade. I like that one. And then Macabre Manners. This one's nice and smooth. Very nice metallic. Kind of on the same idea. It's got that like taupey gunmetal shade, because I can't just call it straight gunmetal silver because it's got that brown undertone to it. So 2 kind of different taupey shades. Those are both really pretty together. Then Parasol Passion. Parasol. This is a deep metallic olive, like army green. It's got some gold sheen to it when it hits the light. I think this bottom row is my favorite. These are really pretty colors and super insanely pigmented. That's just like one little swipe on my hand. Fishnet Fix. Now these last 3 are mattes, so this one feels pretty soft. Ooh, that one's like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on my finger, but in person, it's almost got like a, I guess it doesn't transfer. I think it's just the way it was showing up on like my fingerprint, because it looked like it had a golden sheen to it, but it's just a matte kind of deep berry color. Still really pretty. Very fall colors here. Bite Marks. This is a nice soft one. Yeah, that's doing that same thing. I think it's just picking up the texture of my finger, but it looked like it had a sheen to it. This is a deep, like a deepened brick red shade. And then the last color is SPF 666. And this looks like a really dark gray, if I'm not mistaken. I did watch Jeffree's video when he swatched them, and I can't remember how he described these colors. Yeah, it looks like a dark gray shade. Hold on, I know this is going out of focus so bad. There we go. So that's the last row that is just screaming fall time to me, and I love it. So, not too much negative to say about this palette. There are a couple shades, like the Umbrella Attitude is very hard packed, but like I said, that could be because of the glitter. It's a matte base with glitter in it, and most of the time any formula like that will cause glitter to fall all over your face when you're trying to use it. I just got this and started playing around with it, so I haven't tried it on my eyes yet. So I'm curious to use, that's going to be one of the first ones I use on my eyes because I want to see how it ends up working. But really pretty colors. I'm in love with this bottom row. I'm going to get the most use out of those colors, I can already tell. They're very fallish, Halloween-y. These three colors remind me of like the Sanderson sisters. For some reason you got like the green, the purple, and the red together, like the orangey red. But yeah, I really like just from swatching, really like it so far. So, super happy with the eyeshadow palette. The highlighter trio is a eh, because this was expensive too. I mean, how much was this? I don't even remember what I paid for this. Oh my god, yeah, this Extreme Frost trio was $62. Definitely not worth that. I can 100% say these are beautiful and look awesome in the pan, but holy crap, they are not worth $62. The palette was $54. I don't know how the whole ass eyeshadow palette was cheaper than the trio. I know that he says these are like baked in Italy and everything, but I don't know, for the quality of them, I just feel like these are not something I'm gonna use a ton. I guess if you kind of blend it out more, it's a little bit more doable, but you're gonna be very glittery with these two. This one is more of just like a very light shimmer color, but they're not crazy pigmented like I thought they were gonna. I guess I'm gonna have to play around with them more and see how I end up liking them. But they're very, not the texture I was expecting them to be. I was expecting them to be a little bit smoother, a little bit creamier. Like the sparkle and glitter, it's not gritty or anything, so that's nice. But I don't typically use super sparkly stuff on my cheeks. I probably would prefer this one out of all three for everyday use. And I mean, I'm pale anyway, so the white is gonna be fine for me. But anyone with a deeper skin tone is probably not gonna like how light that is either, because it's probably gonna end up looking ashy. But did you get anything from this new collection, the Gothic Beach collection? Let me know. I didn't pick up any of the lip stuff or anything because I haven't really been wearing anything on my lips anyways lately. But really like the eyeshadow palette. Could definitely pass on the highlighter palette. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope the swatches were helpful. If you want me to compare any of the colors in here to colors in his other palettes, I can do that like I did for the, what was the last one that came out? The Cotton Candy Queen palette. I took out all the other palettes and I compared to the Jawbreaker and everything else. So I can try and do that one for this one too. Especially those purples, because I know those look similar to some of the purples in his other palettes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you in my next video.